Hart's going to do everything he can to play in this Game 6 with the Knicks having an opportunity to close out their series against the Atlanta Hawks. I think the Knicks medical staff would have a challenge on its hands trying to hold Hart out of this one, assuming he can play. So I think you see Hart in this game, but if not, Mike Brown has a big decision to make. How does he replace Hart in the starting lineup? Is it as simple as going with Miles McBride? What are the trickle-down effects there? I would think you see Landry Shamet back in the rotation. Shamet, a big part of what the Knicks were able to do in the regular season, 53 wins. Brown, a big fan of Shamet. Shamet starting the postseason in the rotation, but more recently being replaced by Jose Alvarado off of the bench. But if there's no Hart for Game 6, I would think you see some of Shamet. But again, I think Hart's going to do everything he can to play in this game where the Knicks have an opportunity to close out their first-round series and look ahead to round 2.
Ian racking up the Bonvoy points as Sal and JJ are back to play the numbers game. And, fellas, our first number is 563. That's the Knicks' winning percentage without Josh Hart this year. So, Sal, what adjustment will Mike Brown have to make if Hart isn't available?
Yeah, I mean, you heard Ian mention it there. Maybe Shamet gets a little more minutes here. Look, it can't come down to whether Josh Hart plays or not. I understand how valuable he is. Not this game, not this series. No excuses. Even if you have McCollum go off more so than what he did, obviously, in Game 5 here, they got to find a way to win that game. So I'd rather Hart rest up for the next round, JJ, than focus on getting him back just to stop McCollum.
But knowing Josh Hart, I feel like is going to be out there for Game 6. But let's live in a world where he's not going to play. I'm not even looking at bench guys as far as what they're going to do as far as stepping up, because you've seen Jordan Clarkson do that. You've seen Jose Alvarado do that. I'm looking at Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges, who has not gotten the amount of minutes that he normally would get because of how poorly he's played. If you're going to take Josh Hart and what he provides defensively, as far as all of the attributes, the intangibles, and everything that comes with it, maybe it'd be the perfect time for Mikal Bridges to wake up and actually have a productive game in the series. So no Josh Hart. I'm looking at you, Mr. 5 first-round picks. Maybe go and show up.
JJ looking for a positive out of a negative. All right, the next number is 141. That's how many points Jalen Brunson has scored in the postseason. JJ, I feel like I ask you this question every postseason, but is Brunson somehow underrated outside New York City?
Yeah, in a way he is. I think we as New Yorkers greatly appreciate what he brings to the table, but I feel like because of the New York brand and because of the style that Jalen Brunson plays, there has been this negative stigma, Sal, attached to him. So, yeah, I do think for people outside of the 5 boroughs or outside of the tri-state area, they don't get the same appreciation for the fierce competitor that Jalen Brunson is and what he brings to the table night in and night out.
I love him, and I do think you have to be a Knicks fan or a New Yorker to truly appreciate him. However, I don't think he's underrated. He's got to win a championship. End of story, period. You want to prove all the doubters wrong. You want to be a great. He's got, at the very least, get them to a finals, and if not, win the finals. Then you'll shut everybody up. So I love him. I wouldn't trade him for anybody, but there are still doubts. Can he be the guy to lead them to the promised land? Once he does that, nobody can say anything. Then he is a true immortal, and I think he does get treated like an immortal in this town even without that. But nationally, no, he's got to earn that respect by going out there and being a champion. Other guys have done it. His turn to do it.
All right, finally, 6. That's how many points C.J. McCollum scored in Game 5 after averaging 24.5 in the first 4 games. So, Sal, you've been tough on Mike Brown. Does he deserve some credit for his game plan?
Yeah, I realize I screwed up and answered this question first, Eamon, where, yeah, Brown has had a good plan. Hey, so you know what? McCollum is killing us. Let's put Josh Hart on him. Yeah, exactly. Right. Maybe somebody want to get in front of him. I think Mike Brown, by the way, I do think the reports about Brown needing to win a championship, like, that's ridiculous. As much as I don't like Mike Brown and wouldn't have hired him, that's a little bit much right here. But I think he's done a nice job this series. After the Knicks blew that game that they shouldn't have lost, obviously, Game 2, losing Game 3, done a nice job blowing the Hawks out, and I think he'll figure out a way to get a win in Game 6.
You know, it's funny. I thought he had a lousy start to the series after Game 2 and Game 3, but he and his team have responded in a big way. They've laid the smackdown in each of the last 2 games, and C.J. McCollum, who was eating their lunch and was getting every easy bucket known to man, struggling mightily. He was a complete non-factor in Game 5, and if he can't score, Atlanta's got no chance. By the way, this series ends Thursday night.
Yeah, I'm with you. Brown had a rough Game 2 and 3, but he has certainly turned it around. Sal, JJ, thanks for joining us here on Honda Sports Night.